See, DTH and digital is a lethal revolutionary combination. I think we've seen this revolution in the telecom environment. When the wireless got combined with, and came in on top of the wired, it created a reach where nobody ever imagined, or distant, most rural, most SECE, whatever you call, consumer could finally pick up the phone and start talking to and do his business, conduct business, personal interactions and all that. I think DTH is going to create a second revolution, if I could claim, in India. Because of the combination, lethal combination of digital and DTH. It's benefited immensely the large rural part of India. Therefore, it's kind of now, clarifying few myths. I think we sitting in the urban centers, urban cities believe DTH is a high-end urban phenomenon. It isn't the case. For first 5 years, we all mistook DTH to be a cable replacer or participating or competing with a cable. And therefore, you saw only 10 million DTH happening, Vikram, in first 5 years of its existence. 2009, telcos came into this game. They knew the potential of a wireless technology, Bharti Airtel being one of them. And in the next very year, we created another 10 million customers on the ground, two-thirds of that coming from rural India, hinterland, where cable never existed, content never reached. So, it started reaching to those who never found it, not because they didn't want it or they didn't like it, because they couldn't get it. This year, we're going to add another 14 million DTH customers. So revolution of digitalization is already happening. 34 million DTH customers in India in 2 years, amassing really. So I think the consumer is benefiting, and that's what matters. The content is reaching to the last mile, last consumer, and they are in the rural India. I'm not so much, there is an urban consumer up there, but I think two-thirds of India exists in the rural parts of the country, and that deserved to watch the TV or have, the infotainment, if I could call, at their doorstep or at their homes, and they're currently getting it. So I think that's a great news, good news. DTH has also done some wonderful thing for the chain, the entire chain. Let's talk one by one. Government of India starting to get now 1,500 crores out of the DTH as a revenue stream, whether it's a service tax, luxury tax, license fee, custom duty, or an entertainment tax. Some of these we dispute heavily. We don't like it because this is 35% tax industry. Not many industries have ever survived, or segments have survived, with 35% tax on it, levied on it. These early days, hopefully, ministries will get it right. They'll create a far more robust business model out of this category if the digitalization dream has to be achieved. So government has benefited. Let's look at the broadcast industry. Today, DTH gives almost 1,500 crore of subscription revenue to broadcast industry, possibly more than what cable gives with 80 million subscriber base. So the 20% of the cable, 20% of the market gives 55% of the revenue stream on the subscription with very little carriage fee. If Tarun has a claim on carriage fee, total DTH carriage fee could be possibly a fraction of 2-3% of the total carriage fee that industry talks about, right? So I think some of these things needs to be noted. And therefore the broadcasters today have the revenue stream from the subscription starting to come through. From a cable industry, the subscription revenue minus carriage fee was almost like non-existent revenue stream. Look at some of the other benefits, some very latent benefits. Today, the long tail of the content, which never got to reach Indian households, is reaching Indian households because the DTH platform is carrying at least 250 odd linear contents on their platforms against 40, 50, 70. So you're seeing a long tail of the broadcasters, content creators now able to reach and compete in the market basis quality of their content and not basis the TRP rating, not basis the cable operators or, the last mile choice, which one to carry, which one not to carry. The fifth one, which is equally important to me, I think DTH is helping fight piracy. Look at the content creation on the Bollywood side. Today, DTH possibly does premiere releases for most of the Indian movies beyond few hundred towns. Whether it's Dabang, whether it's Golmaal, whether it's Who Killed Jessica, all those movies are premiered by DTH with a revenue share with the producer and direct producers and the distributors. That's a great news. Today producers look for, we today are getting its second week release from the time of the theatrical releases. Because people are now seeing the, benefit of DTH platform, the transparency that it brings on the table. Today, at least, just imagine if the 100 million connections that today exist, a very conservative estimate of 100 million customers that have a connection of TV today at home, if all that came on table and got, started the revenue started reaching up to the last mile, the full chain, this industry will revolutionize.